Gregory Hines, man. We got Gregory Hines, what's your name? Jerry Hines, Judge Hines.
Is my voice clearer now?
It's as good as we gonna get, man. Go ahead, man. What's up?
Okay, I'm British. My parents are from Barbados, but I live in Singapore. So I'm
What?
African.
You're
Yeah.
British. Your
Uh-huh.
parents are from Barbados, but
Uh-huh.
you live in Singapore.
Yeah.
So he's
Damn, it
Bajan.
took you a long way to get away from them niggas, man. For so you, man. You was like shit. You had to
when you
globe track.
when you touched on something earlier that is true. In Singapore, yeah, they don't mess around with criminals. And even
No.
remember Matt Walsh had something the other day, right, where he mentioned this whole thing, and all the liberals start to lose their mind. No, man, I don't mess around with drugs and all that. I agree. That's why I live in Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I agree with that. Duterte and the guy in El Salvador, them guys are on point, man.
Yeah,
In my
salute to them.
opinion.
Yeah,
I
salute
tell
to them, man.
and when you're a black trumper, man, from my family groups and all that,
Mm-hmm.
nothing but stress, man. But how many years I was a liberal, but
Mm-hmm.
no way, man. I don't know what I was thinking, man. It's like so old already. I'm 50.
When did you stop becoming a liberal, man?
My niece posted on Facebook, right? There's a guy in England. This was about 5 years ago. There's a guy in UK called Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, I know him.
You know him, right? He was accused of being a racist, right? So 5 years ago, man, look, I'm a comic book geek, right? I'm the president of the Association of Comic Artists in Singapore. I always do stand up and tell a joke. I'm Singapore's first black president, right? But
Okay.
so I'm out here drawing comics and all this kind of business, right? I'm not political. Then 5 years ago, man, I heard that back in my home country, there's this guy called Tommy Robinson. This guy's a big time racist, all this, right? So how many years I never heard about racism in England? So I went and Googled this guy. I did all my searching, right? I can't find nothing racist that this guy said. Then, then suddenly, right, Brandon Tatum, all these guys come in my feed, man. Next thing you know, right, I thought I was like the only man that thought the way I thought. Wow. And then when all you guys start to pop up in my feed, it was like a revelation. And I was already like 55 years old. I mean, I'm nearly 60, right? I can't believe that I was so stupid for so many years.
So you were woke till you were 55.
Yes.
Wow.
Or a liberal. Maybe I'm like Elon Musk, right? Maybe I haven't changed, right? But the left gone so far left. I'm like a conservative now.
Damn. That's crazy. You was woke till 55. Yikes, man. That's a nightmare, too.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long time, Jack.
Yeah, that's like a nightmare, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Like I
But
would
when
wake
you
up, I would wake up in a cold sweat if I dreamed that I was woke at 55, man. I couldn't even lie, man. Shit. That's crazy. But you know what? It's never too late. Everyone comes to their revelation at a different time, man. Salute to you for I mean, shit. It's hard to
but
teach an
see,
old dog new tricks, man.
but to be honest, right? I was never truly woke. I just thought I was odd.
Right,
You know,
right.
I bought a house when I was 19 in UK in a very white area. The bank didn't refuse me. I got a bank loan with no education to start a
They
business back
should
when I
have.
was.
But yeah, but
I was never on that, right? But I just thought I was odd. Like when people make racist jokes, I always laugh. I was never sensitive, but I never knew other black people were like that. I always got stressed for that, right? But I didn't know anybody else was like that.
yeah,
Was you born
black
in
people. Go ahead.
And I was about to ask him, was you born in Barbados?
No, I was born in England, but I speak like my parents. All my friends, right, speak like, oh, you know what I mean, mate? Yeah, mate. They're talking like this. They're full of shit. Right? Their voices are more like mine, but they're trying to sound more English. I could never understand. But anyway, that's another story, man.
Let's see what's going on in Barbados, man.
Man, Barbados
Singapore
is
has
getting
one of the
bad.
lowest
I
crime rates in
mean,
the
I
world.
meant to
So I'm
say we know what's going on in Barbados. I meant to say Singapore. We did Barbados a couple times, man. Barbados is just it's 97% black, right?
Yeah, I got people from Barbados too.
I just read up a little bit about Singapore, man.
Let me play this
Yeah,
video, man.
all right.
Singapore has one of the lowest crime rates in the world. So I'm at this hawker center and I'm gonna leave my laptop, my cell phone, and heck, even my wallet to save my seat as I go order lunch.
Listen, man, you can't do that in any Starbucks in DC. There's not a Starbucks anywhere. I'm talking about I don't care what part of town you're at. There's no Starbucks you can do this in DC.
Singapore has one of the lowest crime rates in the world. So I'm at this hawker center and I'm gonna leave my laptop, my cell phone, and heck, even my wallet to save my seat as I go order lunch. Could I get a chicken rice? It's about 9 a.m. and we're on the ground floor of this building, which has offices and condos. Even though a lot of the shops down here are still closed, well, you can still get a pretty close look of everything they're selling. Although some stores have chosen to put in tighter security measures. Singapore is ranked number 2 in the Economist Intelligence Unit's Safe City Index. It comes in right behind Tokyo. The population of the city-state is more than 5.5 million people. In 2016, crime in Singapore reached a 30-year low, according to Singapore police. And in that same year, there were a whopping 135 days that went by completely crime-free from crime.
And listen, man, are you telling me that you could put gliders here and it would be the same? Gliders aren't like that. The crime rate would explode if you put gliders here. It's it's tigers, man. It's tigers. This isn't even a black thing. You wouldn't even have to put blacks here. You could put hombritos or gliders here, and the crime rate would explode.
Yeah, that's right. And just now the experiment he did with the laptop and the handphone, right?
Yeah.
There's only one thing that people will steal. Is if you leave your umbrella outside the shop and it starts raining, somebody might swipe your umbrella. That's the only thing that I seen taken here. You cannot leave your umbrella if it's raining.
I bet you would get caned for that too, man.
Man, the caning, I'm telling you, right? They need to bring back corporal punishment in the West. You know when a guy do like shoplifting, right? He don't need incarceration. 6 lashes, man. And I tell you that guy is going to behave himself.
Yeah.
But the West, the West, they go from no corporal punishment to capital punishment. I can never understand the logic in that.
Yeah, it's I still think that it's these people's nature. These people are natural conformists. Tigers are natural conformists, and they also very good at working together, and they're very good at knowing their role. Like whatever role in society you ask of them, they'll just do that role and they won't complain. We did a story the other day about them living in these coffin apartments. These apartments are like fucking shoe boxes. And they're fucking living in there, 30,000 people in one fucking high rise.
Well, I'll tell you something as well, Ak, right? Check this out. I do some voluntary programs in the Singapore prisons, yeah? So you got 4 races in Singapore. You got Chinese, you got Malays from Malaysia originally, you got Indians and Eurasians. I tell you now, yeah, I've done programs in Singapore boys' home and I've done programs in the Singapore prison. And God is my witness. Sometimes I am looking for a Chinese person. Every inmate is Malay, man. It's brown, man. They got some melanin overdose. It's funny, it's not funny, you know what I mean? Right? And then when I see a Chinese guy, I'm like, wow, a Chinese guy.
Yeah.
But 99.9% of the time, man, if you took all the Malays out of Singapore, you wouldn't need a police force. You would only need a corrupt practices board, because Chinese on white collar crime, they would take your house off your back, man. But when you're talking about normal crime, like
street crime,
right? Man, you won't need no policeman. But God, if I'm referencing, you say this right, but it's true.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Malays, they're brown. Yeah, I have a good friend who was a Malay, man. He was in the rap music like a motherfucker, but he was a dynamite kid. He was only half Malay. His mom was white, but
Right.
he was dynamite guy, man. But he was into rap music heavy, and yeah, Malays
Yeah.
are they're different tigers. They're a different type of tiger. We got to come up with a different name for them because they're not like Koreans and Japanese and
No.
they're,
Okay,
they're
they are like the umbritos of the East. So I don't know, maybe Mambritos or something like that. Or
Like the Filipinos.
Malitos or something.
It's like Filipinos, right?
Yeah, so Philippines.
He said
Malay.
Malitos. He said Malitos.
Yeah, I think probably Malitos. Yeah, man. I'm a copywriter from advertising, so this sort of thing. Yeah, man, Malitos and whatever. Yeah, but Malays, Filipinos, and the dark Thai, these are all one group. And man, they
what about
like rap music.
Cambodia? What about Cambodia and Laos and Thailand?
Yeah, they're one kind. They're all like similar, right? So that, you know, they got the melanin poisoning.
Vietnam.
They're going a bit more towards dragon,
Okay.
but they're stuck between.
Okay.
I mean, just look at the crime. Normally the level of darkness, the worse the crime. So you just look at it's like a spectrum, right?
No, I know exactly what you mean, man. It's the same thing here, man. It's like it's the same thing here, man. I mean, in America, man. If we're there, man, listen, if 5% of the population of a city and we fucking ruin that shit, man.
Look, sometimes out here, right, I do stand-up comedy, right? But now the world is becoming very kind of woke, right? Sometimes when the audience is white, I have to be careful making these kind of jokes, man. But I don't care, I just do it. And most people still get it, man. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's see what else going on in here.
135 days that went by completely crime-free, from crimes including snatch theft, housebreaking, and robbery. So it's no wonder some businesses barely even shutter their doors at night. Hello? Excuse me? Maybe it's self-serve. I think this is closed. I think this means that they're closed. Yep, this one's closed. This Starbucks is located in one of Singapore's underground train stations, and as you can see by the white rope, well, it's now closed. No gate.
Yo, do you understand? Yo, oh my God, you can't do this. But you can't do this. So no one would ever do this in America because you can't. So it's a different. It just shows you that they're a different. It's a different culture, man, and it's a different people, man. Like, listen, man. Let's just be honest. DNA is real, man. DNA is real, man.
And I tell you, act right. You know, sometimes when you do like sometimes I do exhibitions and shows. So you know, when you go to like an auditorium, you take your stock that you're selling and you leave it overnight. Man, we just leave the stuff overnight. Sometimes we cover it, sometimes we don't cover it. But
your
nothing's gonna
equipment. You talking about your recording equipment?
Yeah, you can leave everything there, right? Nothing's gonna get stolen.
In America, if you're a camera crew somewhere, some thugs will see you and run up on you and rob you in broad daylight with guns of your equipment. That's a big thing now. Camera crews are being robbed at gunpoint everywhere.
On camera.
Oh, they'll do it right at a wedding photography shoot. You're there shooting at a wedding, and they'll come up and steal it
in front of all the guests. Just
there's some places in London that would do that. You know, here, right? They'll be delivering drinks here, and it's an open back truck. So on the back of the truck, you got Coca-Cola, Pepsi, everything, right? In UK, right? If you left that truck like that, someone's gonna grab some of those bottles and cans.
Yes.
No one here touched the truck. The truck is open back. The drink is right in front of you.
Yeah, salute the CA, man. CA says salute our nation and citizens. I think it's a combination. It's the fact that they'll put a cane on your ass, and 90% of the people are tigers.
It's just after 8:30 p.m. at one of the busiest train stations in Singapore. And as you can see, some of the shops that sell items all day long have officially closed up shop and indicated so by putting this cover over their products. But, of course, you're being watched. one reason crime is so low here is, well, it's nearly impossible to get away with, and punishment is strict. Tens of thousands of cameras are actively monitoring areas around Singapore, and the cameras.
Tens of thousands of cameras. Look at they got cameras every fuck. This is what you need. Look at it.
Nah, I keep that.
Us. You need this for us, man. America need to take notes.
Nah. You don't need anything like that.
I don't think that should still work in a
Yeah,
Sunday, boys.
no, I'm not talking about as a deterrent. I'm talking about as prosecution. Yeah, we would still, it wouldn't change anything, but we would. You could prosecute people.
The DA's got to
cameras
want
are
to.
actively
DA's got to
monitoring.
want it to go through though.
UK has a lot of cameras.
They got a camera on the camera. Like they got this camera. Watch this.
That's
Holy
because
shit.
in New York they'll steal the cameras. They'll steal those cameras too, man.
Yeah, this is crazy, man.
Areas around Singapore, and the cameras come in handy. On January 2nd, 2018, a man snatched a woman's cell phone and ran away. 3 days later, he was arrested and will face between 1 and 7 years in prison.
Well, it's all still here. Don't try this at home.
7 years. 7 years in prison for snatching a cell phone.
That's not bad.
But you know what I don't like? You hear the way that guy reported that? You hear his tone of voice?
Yeah.
Right? Even here locally, right? You got these very westernized locals, right? He's reporting on Singapore's security like if it's something wrong.
Yeah.
This is what annoys me. You hear that tone that he's got there? And this is another thing. This is a bit controversial, right? You notice that he was Indian. I tell you, in Asia, right, the woke bullshit is going to come from the Indian community. These are the guys, right, who buy into all this nonsense. You see that tone of voice that he got there? That is typical of an Indian in Singapore. They're the ones that try to bring all this, like, get rid of death penalty, all this bullshit.
It's Indians is darker than me, man. They're the brown ones over there. So anytime, like you said earlier, the melanin, man, the melanin is fucked up, man. Melanin is a terrible thing, man. Listen, melanin is a fucking terrible thing, man. They try to make it seem like it's good. Melanin sucks. Salute to my man Eric Asher, man. I think he's Hall of Fame with him.
The state's been on a killing spree. After a 2-year hiatus, there have been at least 11 executions, all of them for drug-related offenses.
He was taken away. He was hanged. That shattered me.
Our state decisively and persistently murders people.
In Singapore, a string of executions ignites rare protests and spirited debate over the country's zero-tolerance drug policy.
You see who the ringleader was?
Families and individuals will be harmed if we remove the death penalty.
Does Singapore really want to be known as this country that get rid of people so easily?
Yes.
You want to traffic drugs, there are rules involved. If you get caught with a set amount of drugs, you get hanged.
No more blood on our hands!
Should Singapore heed
Wow, they
calls
hang
to
people,
rethink its
man.
drug laws? 101 East investigates.
They hang people in America. You can't even have anything resembling the noose around a set person, or you get fucking fired, or you lose your job.
Real shit.
Could you even like at a construction site, you have like a tied knot, you're done.
Dude, they shut down the whole in Connecticut. They shut down the whole Amazon was building a fucking warehouse. They found a fucking tied something tied as a noose to like lift shit up, and they shut down the whole operation. They're not building that fucking plant anymore.
Wow,
like the Bubba Wallace nonsense.
Yeah, I did a story on that. Connecticut. I might show you later.
His name was Nasri bin Lajim. His son Heikel remembers him as a loving father.
I just want to believe that he's still alive. I think it's not fair for me, but I think it's just a law. Can't do that. I can't change anything.
Nasri was hanged last year for trafficking heroin in his home country of Singapore in 2012. He was 64 years old.
Damn, he knew better.
They ain't playing. They ain't playing over there.
Was a grown ass man.
You couldn't do that shit, man.
Well, no, he was. What they said, it sounded like he was around for 10 years, though, right? Before they hung him, so he's in his 50s when they grabbed him. But
his sister Nazira is still in mourning.
My brother has been taken from me very cruelly. And I know now he's gone. I miss him so much.
For Nazira, these pictures of her brother, taken just days before his death, are both a source of comfort and pain.
When I see his photo, I feel the pain and I felt so hurt.
The photo shoot is a privilege, granted only to inmates about to face the gallows. Nasri is smiling here, but Nazira says his final days were difficult ones. They were only informed about the impending execution 1 week in advance. A last-minute appeal failed. Judges also turned down his request for more time to say goodbye to his family.
There's no sympathy at all. No mercy at all. My brother is a sick man, addicted to drugs at the age of 14. Without that drugs, he cannot control his life. And yet, he's being hanged.
Nasri had been caught with more than 35 grams of pure heroin. Singapore's drug laws are among the toughest in the world. Anyone who possesses more than a certain amount of illegal drugs, such as heroin, cocaine, and cannabis, is presumed to be trafficking. And if the quantity of drugs is above a prescribed threshold, the judge has to impose the mandatory death penalty.
The judge has to. Wow.
I don't see the problem, man.
None of this penalty phase with a jury, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with none of this.
I listen. I think this is good because I mean I think weed is terrible for sunmen. I think sunmen should not smoke weed, even though I smoked weed for fucking 20-something years. Weed makes sunmen lazy. It takes it. I don't know what it does to gliders. I don't know what it does to hombreros, but I've watched for 20 years. Weed makes sunmen lazy. Sunmen are far more productive when they don't smoke weed.
Well, it makes everybody lazy. I mean,
no,
really,
but it's
really.
extra
Not
lazy.
really. No. I work with guys in kitchens who were smoking, and they were productive. The fact that it calmed them down a lot more to be productive.
Yeah,
I'm talking about doing your job. I'm not talking about doing your job. I'm talking about some guys washing dishes. Yeah, you're gonna smoke weed while you're at work because you're washing dishes and shit. I'm talking about being productive.
Yeah,
I'm talking about making pizzas.
No, I smoke, man. I'm productive, man. Still.
But you know something that people don't talk about with weed. This is commonly known, man, on the reggae scene, right? 'Cause I grew up listening to reggae and dub music, that kind of thing, right? There's some people, right, that when they smoke weed, they have a nervous breakdown. There's something in their brain, right? They cannot handle the weed. But no one ever talks about this. There's some people who are allergic to that, man.
No, it brings on psychosis. It's a known fact. It brings on psychosis, especially the super powerful stuff that they have now.
But no one seems to talk about this, you know?
Right.
This is like ignored.
Exactly. I mean, I think from what I've seen, sunmen, we first of all we smoke weed more than anybody else. Like we love weed. We sing about it. We love weed. We love it. I mean, and listen, I smoked for 20 years. I was so bad. Listen, man, when I smoked, right, I used to sell weed, right? So I would buy let's just say I buy a QP, right? Like for $250, right? So back in the 2000s, right? Or let's say I bought a pound, right, for $1,500, right? So I got a pound of some Arizona for $1,500, right? I would buy that for let's say I bought that. Let's just say I got it. My price was 800, right? My price was 800 because I was getting it wholesale. I would smoke and just try to make $800 just so I could re up. I would try to flip it at some point. Some points, like at certain times. Now, sometimes I would flip it, but it was sometimes in my career where I would just be like, I would just want to smoke. I would just be like, as long as I make $800 and I can go back and get another pound, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to smoke that much, man. I used to literally sell weed to support my weed habit.
But how did you stop that? How did you stop that habit, Ak?
How did I stop? I stopped smoking when I had my daughter, man. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I stopped smoking like 2-3 years ago, man. But yeah, and plus I started wanting to kill people, man. Like I literally I was around too many sons, and I started wanting to kill them niggas, man. And
Man,
when I smoked weed, I would really get really bad, man. No,
man,
seriously,
listen.
man.
Yeah, I know what you mean because I grew up in England, right, on the reggae scene, which is predominantly, mainly a Jamaican culture, right? Man, you'll be in a dance hall, right? Everybody smokes spliff. I never had a spliff before in my life, by the way, right? But anyway, everybody around me is smoking spliff, right? And for the smallest thing, right, fight broke out. You step on a man's shoe, right? Everybody high on spliff, but you step on the man's shoe in the wrong way. Wow, the knife come out, everything, right? And these guys are supposed to be chilling.
And they supposed to be fucking like hippies. That hippie shit. That's what I'm saying. We don't act like hippies when we smoke weed. We act like motherfucking thugs, man.
Been shifted to the accused person when he is in possession of the drugs. So therefore, it is a violation of the presumption of innocence, where the prosecution has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, but the accused is now supposed to prove to the contrary.
Human rights lawyer M. Ravi once represented Nasri, as well as many of the inmates who are now on death row.
Most of the drug traffickers are drug mules. Just look at their profile. They are very poor. They are stuck in a structural poverty. We also have...
he say structural. Hang his ass, man, Singapore. He's bringing that bullshit on someone from structural, man.
Structural racism.
This is what I'm
Malaysia.
telling you. No, this is what I'm telling you. You see, he is an Indian.
Yeah.
No, of course I'm for Indian rights, right? Sorry, I'm for human rights. But the one that's gonna get up there and talk this bullshit, man, it's gonna be an Indian every time.
Yeah, get rid of this guy. This fucking guy, he can start because he starts small. A fire starts with a spark, man.
Oh.
Most of the drug traffickers are drug mules. Just look at their profile. They are very poor. They are stuck in a structural poverty. We also have a high proportion of ethnic minorities being overrepresented.
Oh, God. Overrepresented. Of course, because they're the ones doing it, you fucking shit stain.
Singapore has a small but vocal community of anti-death penalty activists.
Because people are just scared. Even I'm scared.
But campaigner Kokila Anamale says more people are joining their cause.
People have been reacting to this like violent spree of executions. This is after a 2-year hiatus where we didn't have any executions. It definitely...
Melanin.
American. Full
look
of
at the melanin. Is it melanin? She darker than half the fucking sister. She darker than Soledad O'Brien. I know that much.
Yeah, and she's from North Carolina with an accent.
Yeah, these fucking Indians gonna be a problem over there, man. And they breed like rabbits too, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. They breed like rabbits, man.
I think there was a heavy Marxist influence in India at one point, so it kind of makes sense that kind of stuff will bleed out to other countries.
Caught a lot of attention because the first one was of Nagin, who was an intellectually disabled man, and that struck a chord with a lot of people.
Nagendran K. Dharmalingam was hanged in April 2022 for trafficking 42.7 grams of pure heroin. He had an IQ of 69, a level suggesting intellectual disability.
69. I mean, listen, man. That's
crazy.
Man, listen, man. That's the average IQ in Africa. Like no shit. I promise you, I can show you the motherfuckers. I can show you the report. 70, I think it's like 70 something, or low 70s. I promise you it is. Sub-Saharan Africa, that's the average IQ, bro.
So he
But
had,
judges ruled
let's get this straight. He had a 69 IQ, but he was able to run like an entire drug empire. I mean, he's able to run his little drug business and stuff.
Right.
He's functional.
He's very functional because here's the thing, you can a 70 IQ man, those sun men down in Tennessee that are fucking causing all that trouble in the state house, they probably got IQ like 80 or some shit like that. Like you talking about, you don't have to have a high IQ to fucking trick gliders and shit. Gliders got that empathy and that compassion. They like to see the good and shit. You can take advantage of that even if you got like a 60 IQ, man. That shit
I remember this guy bring the drugs from Malaysia. So he had enough intelligence of how to pack them in Malaysia and smuggle them across the border.
No,
He's
this guy's not retarded. They just they just say that like they're judging that like if he was a glider, he would present as retarded. Because the thing about a glider with a 69 IQ is literally like fucking Joe Dirt or fucking what's the guy, Napoleon Dynamite or some shit. No, seriously, that's how gliders act when they have low IQ. Men, when we got low IQs, man, we could hold court, man. We can we can be a fucking congressman because we got that charisma and shit.
Real shit.
You know
Real shit. We can hide that shit.
Gliders are weird. They like awkward and shit when they got low IQs.
But he knew what he was doing. Weeks before Nagendran's execution, hundreds of people gathered for a rare protest in Singapore.
We just begged her to grant him clemency.
His case drew global attention, including that of British billionaire Richard Branson and of actor and author Stephen Fry, who appeared in this video.
Please grant Nagarendran Damalingam clemency.
Fuck you.
Those rich guys, they live in
Ravi
places with no
first
syringes around on the sidewalks, no homeless people taking a shit in front of their house. They've got like probably like armed security with them, you know. I mean, and these protesters, it makes you feel good to not want to have the death penalty. You know what I mean? It's like endorphins. You know what I mean? It's like
also they're telling these people that the guy's retarded. So yeah, like damn, they're executing a fucking retarded guy. Like that's fucked up, man. But they don't know that the guy's he's not retarded. He just got a low IQ.
Right, and they run around and then one day they wake up and their entire like front lawn is strewn with syringes, and they don't even know what happened.
Right, man. Listen, man. This is a small brush fire because this guy right here, the Nike guy, he can be like Soros of fucking over there because all he got to do is spend his money to get, you know, like Soros did. Soros didn't really infiltrate the U.S. by himself. He just paid he sponsored DAs in elections and got people elected. This guy Knight, he can do the same thing over there, man. He has plenty of money.
No, he's not from Nike. He's from Virgin. That's
Virgin, Branson. This is Branson. Yeah.
Branson, to grant him clemency.
His case drew global attention, including that of British billionaire Richard Branson and of actor and author Stephen Fry, who appeared in this video.
Please grant Nagarendran Damalingam clemency.
You were his lawyer?
Yes.
Lawyer M. Ravi remembers his first meeting with Nagendran.
It was like speaking to a child. I was asking him the first question, Nagendran, do you understand that you are going to be executed? He said he's in a garden and, someone is appearing and talking to him and don't worry about death. It's like he doesn't even understand he's going to die.
It's common.
He's playing you.
People are accused of crimes to feign ignorance. To demonstrate a lower.
See the tiger, like they like nah, motherfucker. We not gliders, man. We're not gliders. You got us fucked up.
And maybe
not be as smart as they really are.
Adrian Tan is a senior lawyer with a large following on social media. His posts on the death penalty have generated heated debate. He's also head of Singapore's Law Society, but he is speaking to us today in his personal capacity.
In Nagendran's case, the psychologist hired by him said that he did know what he was doing. And that's really the legal test. Because otherwise, we'll start measuring each other's IQs and we'll start seeing what line we should draw. If someone is 100, are they more culpable? What if someone's IQ is 70 and Nagendran's is 69? Where do we draw the line?
On the eve of Nagendran's execution, his mother, Panchalai Supramaniam, pleaded for mercy in a last-minute appeal before the Singapore court. M. Ravi was on medical leave and could not represent her son.
And I had to tell her that, that I'm unwell, and they have given me a medical certificate, and they don't want to wait.
Because
he probably did that shit to try to get his extension. He probably was like, "Look, man, I can't. I'm not well, man. We don't execute him. I'm his lawyer. You can't execute him if his lawyer's not well, man. If his lawyer's not there, you can't execute him." He tried. He did that. Yeah, that was a ploy. That was a ploy, man.
He said you can't
prescribed.
There's like violent.
Hold on, man. You made me miss my spot.
I'm sorry about that.
This guy right here, though. This is the slick. That was the slick move, man. Jin, whatever the fuck your name is,
and could not represent her son.
And I had to tell her that, that I'm unwell, and they have given me a medical certificate, and they don't want to wait.
Because of Nagen's intellectual disability, he wasn't able to do it. So his mother filed an application on his behalf. She doesn't speak English. She has very low education. She was extremely intimidated in court. And that was the evening before his scheduled execution, where she had to stand up in court and fight for her son's life and begged the court to spare his life.
Nagendran was hanged the following morning. At his hometown in Malaysia, hundreds of mourners gathered to say goodbye and lend support to his mother.
Yeah, they just like sub people. Look how dark they are. God damn. Some people with good hair, man. These some people with good hair, and they fucking crying for this fucking degenerate, man. None of these people would have given that guy $5 if he was alive, man. He probably teased him all his life about being stupid.
Said better than nonsense, man.
Yeah, now he dead and they crying and shit. That guy probably had a fucking terrible life, man. Being that fucking dumb around these people. They probably mocked him and fucked with him all the time and shit.
The following morning, at his hometown in Malaysia, hundreds of mourners gathered to say goodbye and lend support to his mother. Her appeal drew a sharp response from Singapore's Attorney General's chambers. In a media statement, it described the application as an attempt to abuse the court's processes and unjustifiably delay the carrying into effect of the lawful sentence imposed on Nagendran.
Yeah, they gonna hang her too? If they hang her too, I'm gonna be like, God damn, they cold.
I mean, caning and hanging, man. That's like
this. They cold, man. Let's see, man.
It's Friday night in the Malaysian capital, Kuala Lumpur, and sisters Shankri and Angelia Pranthaman have a bus to catch. It's an overnight journey they've made regularly for the past 8 years. 6 hours to neighboring Singapore for a 1-hour visit with their brother Panir.
We are working on Fridays, so the visit is tomorrow morning 9 a.m. So after work, it's immediately traveling on the 9th and then returning the next day. So it is tiring and exhausted.
She looked like her name should be Sandra or some shit. Oh yeah, man. Look, man, these are the sun people of over there, man. Cause look at this shit, man. She a goddamn mammy, man. She ain't nothing but an Indian mammy, man.
But she's wearing her real hair though. That's the thing.
That's the only difference. They got their real hair. They don't have to wear lace fronts. These are sisters that don't have to wear lace fronts, man. That's all the fuck they are, man.
Panir Selvan Pranthaman was convicted in 2017 of trafficking 51.84 grams of pure heroin into Singapore and is now on death row. Shankri says he'd been tricked by an acquaintance he
Yeah, that nigga look like his name Marvin or some shit.
Real shit.
And he knew.
He told Panir that the content of this parcel is illegal medicine. It's illegal medicine. It's a sex medicine. So Panir, he blindly trusted this person, and he brought the parcel inside.
But the trial judge found that Panir's evidence was inconsistent and handed him the mandatory death penalty. He's now awaiting the outcome of his latest appeal.
Yes, Panir did mistake, but he should get reasonable punishment for his mistake, but not taking his life.
For a time, the sisters held out hope that Panir would be resentenced to life imprisonment. Under Singapore law, convicted drug traffickers can avoid the death penalty if they show that they were only couriers, and if the public prosecutor certifies that they've substantively assisted authorities in disrupting drug trafficking activities. Shankri says Panir cooperated as best he could, but it wasn't enough.
Because the recruiter will not provide correct and more information to the mules. They know for sure that these mules will be arrested later on. If you provide them with the information, definitely to save themselves, they will pass those information to the authorities.
Shankri and Angelia have arrived in Singapore. They grab a quick breakfast. And then there's another bus to catch. They have to be at the prison before 9.
I just prepared for him to give this book. Also, some letters.
You always bring him things.
Hmm?
You always bring something for him.
Last week my sister brought this very thick book.
Yeah. We gave him this book.
Oh, it's a nice big book.
Yeah,
If his IQ is so low, right? How reading a thick book?
No, this guy's excuse is that he was tricked. The other guy had the low. This guy had.
Guy.
Yeah, this guy
Well,
has
it's the
an
same
okay
guy.
IQ.
No, I think it's the same guy.
No, this is a different guy. The other guy's dead.
The other guy's done.
You know, there is a reason for the Indian caste system.
Oh shit! Wow.
So I still keep the receipt that we bought all the books and all, so that we hope one day Panir will come back and see how much we only spend on his books. People will laugh at us and ask us to prepare for the worst. So we was trying to be positive and to talk positively, so that even probably God will change his mind probably and save Panir.
That's the place where I teach. I walk down that road all the time.
Oh wow.
Singapore
Look
is
at
one
this
of
great city. Look at this shit. Melanated people could never build nothing like this.
And it ain't no graffiti. There's no graffiti.
Oh, man, that's
Man,
There's no
Wakanda, man.
glitter.
fuck
Wakanda.
graffiti. Look at the buildings. It would just be a bunch of huts, straw huts here if it was something. I'm not even trying to be funny, man. If it was just us, it just would be nothing but straw huts.
Asia's most livable cities. Crime rates are among the lowest in the world. But it wasn't always like this.
In the 70s, we faced a huge drug problem. Families were being broken up because of addiction. The people took a decision to be harsh on drugs. People who bring drugs into Singapore, we will send them a clear message. The message is not just a possible death penalty, but a mandatory death penalty.
Singapore's government says the message has been effective. It
Yeah,
Damn right.
Yeah. I mean, shit, it's very effective, man. Salute to you, Tigers, man. Tigers are different, man. They don't have that fucking sympathy and shit, man.
recently released the results of a survey involving respondents from 6 unnamed regional cities. 83% believed the death penalty deterred people from trafficking substantial amounts of drugs into Singapore.
The fact that only 83% believe that shows you that they got too many fucking Indians over there, man.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be
I'm
100.
I'm a watchman. I tell you, I'm a humble PR citizen here, right? But the minute that I see these guys coming up, I'm going to run for parliament, man. Because a lot of people here are very naive, you know. They don't see this.
Yo, the
So-
death penalty. Go ahead.
So I worked with a guy who was born in India. He came in here when he was 3, so he has the worst East Texas accent you ever heard. But he refers to Indians as the Mexicans of Asia.
Oh my God, man. That's what he just said. He said they're the burritos. Listen, man, yeah, these people, they Singapore, stand firm.
No, Ak, you have to understand, Ak.
What
what you have to understand, right, is that Indians are very linguistic. You see the Prime Minister of England now is an Indian?
They got this melanin. Melanin gives you charisma and confidence, man.
Man, I look at guys like Parag Agrawal from Twitter, right, and Vijaya Gaddi, right? Them guys were creeping, man. If you're not watching, right, I'm telling you, it's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I know, man. I got plenty of melanin.
Who are the people who are trading in amounts that are above the capital threshold? People who have less knowledge, less information, and less resources. Often they're either drug users or they're people who are in precarious positions for other reasons.
Bruce Matthew is a Singaporean and a recovering heroin addict who has been to prison 5 times, but not for drug trafficking.
So for those people who advocate that capital punishment is useless, it doesn't deter drug trafficking. You know, guess what? It deterred me. And it deterred a lot of people that
I've been to prison 5 times, but never for drug trafficking.
Is that right?
Oh shit, man! Salute, man.
know personally from trafficking drugs. Especially in my 40s, there was one stage I was so tempted, I tell you, so tempted to traffic drugs. I was so broke. 2 things held me back. 1, the death penalty. Okay. The second reason, my daughter. The last time I was sentenced, not only was I married, I had a daughter who was back then 3 years and 1 month old.
Bruce has been clean for 7 years and now spends much of his time sharing an anti-drug message with young people. He's also found new appreciation for Singapore's tough laws.
My daughter can walk out in the middle of the night, cross the street to 7-Eleven to buy something, and I won't even bat an eyelid because I know she.
Wow, you heard that? That's what I'm talking about, man. Salute to
Yes.
this guy, man. He sees it. He gets it, man.
That was the thing that attracted me here. Was the number one three things attracted me to Singapore. One, the safety. Secondly, the food, and third, it's not cold. UK was cold, man. I never liked that.
Yeah, man. I mean, what more could you want, man? Fucking food. They got pho, right? Is that pho they eat over there? Pho? I
Rice
don't
is
know.
rice is their main thing here.
Yeah. I love rice, but yeah. So this guy right here gets it though. He gets it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets it. Who the fuck wants to live in? That's why Americans are so fucking weird, man. Like, who wants to live in a place? You got a fucking daughter, and your daughter fucking, you got fucking goddamn, like Tyrone out on fucking 4 felony bonds and shit. This guy's been fucking. This guy's like got a. He's literally like fucking robbed somebody yesterday, and he's back on the streets. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, man?
He's also found new appreciation for Singapore's tough laws.
My daughter can walk out in the middle of the night, cross the street to 7-Eleven to buy something, and I won't even bat an eyelid because I know she would come back safe and sound. If you want to do away with strict laws, something has got to give, you know. And I am not about to give the safety of my society just because someone don't want to be hanged for trafficking drugs. No. This is not a good exchange.
The government says the majority of Singapore residents hold similar views. According to a survey conducted by the Ministry of Home Affairs, 65.6% agree or strongly agree that the mandatory death penalty is an appropriate punishment for trafficking a significant amount of drugs. But anti-death penalty campaigners point to a different survey on the same issue.
A survey done by the National University of Singapore a few years ago in consultation with a renowned criminologist, Professor Roger Hood, shows that when it comes to drug trafficking cases, when given the correct information and background circumstances in which these accused persons commit the crime, a large majority of the respondents are opposed to the death penalty. So the state doing its own surveys to justify its own arguments is strange.
Drug traffic.
And you're tailoring to do your surveys exactly the way you want it by having the sob stories in there. Oh, would you really want it in this case? Yeah.
Yeah, you
weren't tailoring your survey, right?
I'm not saying hang this guy, but you gotta deport this guy. So get this
no, man. He needs a cane. He needs 6 stripes and a cane.
Yeah, send him back to India. Let him live in squalor and shit, man. He over here fucking. Look at his fucking little office. He's living his best life. Send this guy to fuck somewhere else, man. This guy's fucking. He's a fucking, what do you call it? Like, he's a little shit starter. He's like just kind of like laying the ground for that shit. Yeah, no, but he's like keeping the flame alive. He's blown. The flame is just barely just lit. He keeps blowing.
Agitator.
Yeah, it's like, yo, he's trouble, man. Because he could like, if you get rid of this guy, you have nobody left to worry about, man. He's like, just get rid of him, man. Send this guy somewhere, man.
It's strange.
Drug traffickers we see as people who are making money by destroying your lives.
Singapore's Law and Home Affairs Minister K. Shanmugam has been on various platforms explaining his government's position.
Are these deterrents effective when the individuals who succumb to or end up being the traffickers, right? More often than not, they are from the lower income groups.
If I were to say in Singapore, if you are poor and desperate, then we won't impose a death penalty. Anybody else? Yes, death penalty. But if you're poor and desperate, no death penalty. What do you think will happen? Everyone who comes in will say he's poor and desperate, right? We have to be
gliders. They're so they got a more streamlined intelligence than gliders. Like gliders got like a broad, like gliders intelligence is like a tree branch. Tigers' intelligence is like an arrow, just It goes straight to the fucking point. Gliders gotta fucking check every possibility. You know what I'm saying? This guy did. They just get the answer. That's why they're good at math, because they just find the answer.
Tough on drugs, but the complete picture.
In Parliament, Shanmugam drew a distinction between drug.
And this looks like he looked like he may be a Patel, but he's clearly indoctrinated with the tiger mentality.
Traffickers and drug abusers.
We are tough on those that we need to be tough on. That's the drug traffickers. But for example, drug abusers, we try to not even treat them as criminals. We instead treat their drug dependency through a variety of means.
Most of the people I know are still relapsing. So
the Singapore government and its main drug enforcement agency, the Central Narcotics Bureau, or CNB, declined our requests for interviews.
Did you consider yourself an addict?
So to better understand the state's rehabilitation.
All right, we're gonna give that. That's enough of that shit, man. They talking about rehabilitation and shit. Fuck that. But yeah, man. Salute to Singapore, man. Salute to Singapore. Let's get to this story about this Vermont situation, man. And then I gotta get to the South Carolina situation too. Damn. Got a lot of shit we gotta get to, man. Let me see. Oh shit, what the